this is my Ouija board. I've had it for nearly 10 years. I've never tried separating with it. I actually picked it up as a teenager. Let's get drunk and play the Ouija board. And we did. And it was an awful experience, actually. We woke up with bruises. I was feeling weird. I ended up actually having to put like all knives away because I just felt weird, and I told my friend not to come near me. Like, it was just an odd situation. But after that, I was like, you know, I played very wrong. So I kept the Ouija board and I played every once in a while.
Just kind of do a little session on there just to see if there's paranormal activity. Can validate the Ouija board with the equipment that we brought as well.
I've actually just had the most activity ever out of this board a few months back with one of my friends from work. And we played for 12 hours straight. And these people, these spirits we talked to, actually said that they were our family members. Well, it's really touching and it makes you cry and it makes you very emotional. But you've got to realize they lie. They don't tell the truth, and most of the time they're just getting into you, and you gotta be careful. When you get that much emotion in, that's when you start moving it subconsciously.
So being invited out tonight to try out the Ouija board, I was pretty excited for it. I do have my doubts about the Ouija board.
Don't ask for it to show itself, whatever is there. Don't do that, please. It's kind of like the dowsing rods. If it starts seeming dry and we're not getting any answers, you always go to goodbye first. There's a reason I put it in the box, because I don't know how true this is, but you don't want the planchette going off the board itself, because it supposedly opens up, you know, without saying goodbye. I had everybody over tonight for a Ouija board session, try and open people's eyes to it not being a dangerous thing. There's responsible ways to play and there's irresponsible ways. I've had very positive experiences, emotional, but again, you gotta be careful with what's said and what's not. And if you go in thinking it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work. In particular, Zozo, a common demon through the Ouija board, try to come through and you say goodbye and it's done. When you're keeping that portal open, like Eric said, and you're letting them stick around, to me, I believe, as long as you play responsibly, you're not going to have an issue.
It's really interesting. I mean, it's been called Ouija board, witching board, spirit board. Has all sorts of different names to it. It's just,
Do these need to be positioned any such way? Or
Just
do
the
you
whole
have them
thing.
lit?
No,
Okay.
I just keep them lit. I know some people feel differently.
A lot of people do the like triangle or a circle if you had more. I've
Yeah.
seen that before too.
I think it honestly is a preference. I usually stick to one candle and I just put it to the side.
Yeah.
this is the second time I have had my hands on a Ouija board. Now, when you put your fingers on, do you go around the board first, like kind of clear the board?
I normally wouldn't, and then I did it for the first time, reading a little bit more about like what other people do to get more activity, and I did get more activity out of it.
And that
was the
that's
emotional
what,
day. So.
And that's what he said to do is go around it, clear the board.
Mm-hmm.
So there's been a common misconception in the field, as there are many, with the Ouija board use. We don't use them on our team just because we have all the other stuff to use, and a lot of clients just don't like them because of that misconception. But when it comes down to it, any kind of a conjuring technique you have to be careful with. Even just the basic in the dark, asking questions yourself. We're doing the same thing the Ouija board does. Right now, before we get started too much, and if anybody feels uncomfortable with the need a white light or any kind of a cleansing, speak now. Otherwise,
I think I would definitely still recommend that if you're going to play with it, you need to be careful with it, and you need to do it with somebody who knows what they're doing.
Dear spirits, with this white candle we welcome only good. No bad nor evil may come through. Turn my dwelling into a sanctuary in these four walls. Okay. So.
happiness.
Got invited to investigate the Ouija board, and I believe in it. I played before, it's fun me before, but tonight I didn't play at all.
Alright. Again, with this white candle, we welcome only good. No evil or bad may come through. Is there anybody out there that would like to speak with us? Is there anybody here with us? Did you just make the K2 go off?
Because even tonight I learned a lot about the Ouija board that I didn't already know. So children out there, be careful. Don't mess with it at all.
Q? Is that Q or a P? Tonight we didn't have a whole lot of activity. I do hope everybody wants to play again. I think opening more of what it can do would be a lot more fun.
The planchette, moving it, and Mary had brought this up too, that just seems like, okay, is that me moving it? And that's a common skeptical thing that's going to be said when people watch this. Oh, that's just somebody moving it. Well, it's like my human dowsing rod, it's like the pendulum, things of that nature. When you're actually doing it, you just know. Because there's that energy and you can feel it. It's kind of like two magnets of the same, they're kind of pressing together. You feel that that energy. That's how I am with the human dowsing rod.
Would your name happen to be Zozo? Okay. We're gonna say goodbye. Nope, goodbye. Goodbye. Anytime they count or do the alphabet backwards is a bad sign, and 0 to 1 is a bad sign.
He moved a little bit, but it looked like he didn't want to play. So, I don't know.
For it being a tool, just as like the K2 meter or dowsing rods, I think it could very much be used as that, but I think you also need to be very careful because you're opening up something bigger that the dowsing rods may or may not be able to actually.
To me, the difference is a Ouija board can act as a portal to bring something through. When we conjure, we're not trying to bring in something else that's not already there. So that's the differences between the two. Otherwise, it's the same thing. You're talking to spirit, talking to someone who may try to joke with you, mislead you, and there's some that are truthful and very harmless.
You want to be careful with it regardless of what you're using it for. I think it is pretty good on straight yes or no answers.
I don't know, tonight I just felt like maybe I was manipulating it, like I was moving it because I wanted something to happen. I mean, I always want something to happen, and I feel depressed when there isn't anything. I guess I want positive feedback that there is something about me. I need to stop looking for things and just accept things the way they are. And it's hard for me. 'Cause right now, I just feel like I'm a nothing.
Not make it personal.
And I want to feel that I'm special.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the specialness.
The Ouija board, though, you're never going to know when you're going to get something. And unlike when you go to an area and when you're feeling it, we're not necessarily in an area with any activity. You're strictly going off of if anybody wants to talk to you. It's not you. It's if anybody's wanting to talk.
And like the one time that I had tried it a long time ago, we didn't get anything.
The Ouija board is definitely an interesting and mystical thing. It should not be used by just anybody.
But I'm so glad everybody actually came in from Endeavors and decided to sit down and really be open to the fact of the Ouija board. Not a lot of people are, so I respect that.